This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 8+ years in that games media combined. We'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
Fuck, I know I said have energy for the first show, man, but Jesus, I gotta keep going. This PlayStation conversation happens every single Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify, and of course all the other podcast services. If you would like to be a part of future conversations, please join us on Facebook, Discord, comment below. I'll be feeling super generous. Join us on Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculturists. Head over there, check out the tiers. Might be something there that perks your interest.
And we are planning on doing some tweaks for Patreon this year to make it a bit more worth your dollary dues. But if you are a Patreon supporter, you can usually watch us record this show live, which is cool.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to.
Yeah, it was, it's fine.
There's a lot on today.
We buggered the times up, so there's a lot going on today. So, but if you want to show the love of PopCulturists on your body, head to thepopculturists.com where you can buy shirts like this, and you can be matching with your co-host. And we are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturist. And I think I may have gone hard too fast. I'm a little tired.
I told you, and you've got another show to do later.
Yeah.
I told you to, you know. But I did say I have energy at the same time, so.
Yeah, contradicting.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back 2019. Woo!
Yeah, woohoo.
Had a couple of weeks off. It was pretty sweet.
That was alright.
Yeah.
That's alright, and yeah. But like coming back for the first show of the year, it's like, yay! Fuck.
It's one of those weird, it's those weird mixed emotions of, yes! 52 weeks of this.
50.
Or 50. We take about 2 weeks off.
Yeah,
So we have 50 more of these to do this year. And we are rapidly approaching episode 100 here.
Yeah.
100.
But that's the tricky thing is that, 100 is obviously a milestone, but 2 years is technically 104.
Well, we've taken breaks. We've taken two-week breaks. Like one.
True. So we've got to wait for 102.
No, it'll be 104. So it should rain out to about 100. I don't fucking know. Math and stuff.
I don't care. The semantics.
100 it is. If not, we'll celebrate 2 years at episode 98 or something. I don't know.
No, we won't do that.
We won't do it 100. No. How you been, man?
Because we'll just confuse ourselves.
Oh, I'm already confused.
My daily life. What?
Blank expressions of things. How was your break, man?
I wasted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I kind of got to like the Friday before going back to work and I was like, wow, I did nothing. In a good way and a bad way. Not that there's anything else I wanted to do because I'm a pretty solitary guy. And I was like, I should have done more. But I could also not. And that sounds good too. Yeah, it's alright. Played some games. Did some, made a model tank.
Oh yeah, how was your tank building? You were keeping us updated on the Facebook chats, and you kind of slowed it down.
Oh, I finished it.
Oh, so. Is it in a pit like you planned?
No, because that shit's expensive.
Oh,
like the modelling clay and stuff. I don't know if I'll stick with it. It was fun. I don't know if it really kind of
explain to the people at home why you painted a tank.
Because I want to make I do want to maybe make like little like dioramas and stuff. Like trench warfare and with modelling clay and some grass and all that cool stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a big expense to start because you need so much shit. But I'm slowly kind of. I don't know. Maybe it was fun building the tank, but I don't know if I want to like do that as my hobby because I just keep getting pulled back to games.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
it is good. It's handy for this, at least.
Yeah, one of us has to play games.
Yeah,
Ryan.
Shut up.
Wrestling. I played I got Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Just after Christmas. The shit's good. It's real good.
I feel that I need to go back to it because I played with Alexios, the dude.
Yeah, okay. No,
I was like, bleh.
I chose Cassandra.
So I think apparently Cassandra's much better. So if I
can see because she was nominated for the voice actor award or something. And I can see why. She's just a very I mean, you do have dialogue choices, so you can be like an asshole or have some fun and all that. My Cassandra has fucked everybody.
That's like Paul James was here.
Everybody.
He's like, I have made her kiss everyone.
Anytime there's like the love heart option, which basically says, do you want fuck? I'm like, yeah. Boy, girl, old, young, doesn't matter. She'll go for it.
Did you find... So Paul was talking about there was a mission.
Is it about the old person?
Or you bang someone, then like some guy comes and goes, you banged my mum.
Oh, no, I haven't had that one yet.
Yeah.
Really, no, I had one. This old lady, she must be like 60. She's like, I need to fuck a lot. And my husband just can't get hard anymore. So can you like go get this weird stuff to make him like a Viagra potion? I'm like, yeah,
like,
okay.
Or I could just bang you.
I like fuck, you like fuck. I'll do that for you. So I've traveled. I hadn't realised unlocking the fast travel points at that point. So I got like to the other end of the world. And I'm like, fuck, I can't fast. I have to get in my boat. Fucking sail back to her. I'm like, I got you, fam. I got your bare guts for your Viagra
it made
potion.
the mission so much more like motivating.
And then I find like I've got across the world for this lady, and I bring her the potion, and her husband's like, I can't do it anymore. I'm breaking. And then I look at her. I'm like, want fuck? And she's like, yeah. So we go inside, and the husband sits down out the front with his like ukulele or something, and it's going like night, day, night. People are passing, and the husband's sitting there like playing ukulele. And then I walk out, and he's like, so how was it? And she's like, that'll keep her satisfied for like a week, man. And there's like swaggers off. I'm like, this is fucking sick. I mean, the game's really good, but it's some of the dialogue's really cool. It's just, there's hundreds of hours of shit to do in this game if you try to like uncover the whole map and do all that, which I'm trying to do.
It came at a really gnarly time for me. It was pretty busy, so I'll have to
I found I'm enjoying the boat, the ship stuff. It's so cool, like getting into ship battles with your archers and all that, and like ramming through them, and like when you hold speed, that's not take the speed, but when you hold the button to like go max speed, all the oars come out, and you hear the crew going, ooh, oh, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, fucking go, boys, let's do it. And then they're all like, if you're cruising, the crew has like all these different songs they sing, like a choir, and little shanty songs. I'm like, this is amazing. And then the deep ocean's really cool too. I sent you a video.
Yeah, that's not fun.
But what really surprised me, I guess, like minor spoilers, I guess, but there is a mythological thing to it as well. Like, there's this whole town talking about like this Minotaur, and this Minotaur's going to fuck you up, and you know we got to give sacrifices to the Minotaur. And I found out the Minotaur was just some kids like swindling people. And then I go to another part of the island, they're like, no, the Minotaur will fuck you up. I'm like, I dealt with that shit, man. It was kids, and like, no. There's like a labyrinth down there, and the Minotaur will fuck you up. I'm like, whatever. Go down there, and there's a fucking Minotaur. He's like 15 feet tall, like bull top man legs with like this huge axe. I'm like, holy shit! And he fucked me up. But you're going through the labyrinth to get to this, and you hear it like screaming, like really far away, like in a rage and stuff. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
apparently there's a few other mythological, like Medusa and stuff as well, like actual Medusa and stuff. Really, really cool. And I like the Spartan lore. I like that whole time period as well. It's great. It's really good. I played for like 50 hours in a week and a half. And I've backed off. I haven't finished it yet. But I will. I want to go back to it. I'm just taking a little bit of a break.
First credits 2019?
Yeah, it will be, I think. Yeah. It's really good. Not what I remember. The only thing I fucking hate is they have shoehorned in like that modern time period stuff. Oh, yeah. Only a little bit. Yeah. And it's like, it's not enough to make me give a shit. And I know that's Assassin's Creed whole thing. But it's just, it seems, the Animus and all that. And it's like, if you want to do it, either double down or take it out. Because it's so hard. Like, I've played for 50 hours and I've been with the Animus people for maybe 6 minutes. So when I do get to them, I'm like, I don't care. Really, you haven't made me care. It's really, it's broken, like, all my immersion and all that stuff. So it's like, if you want to keep doing it, fine, but double down on it and make it part of the game, or just get rid of it. Because at the moment, that's the only thing they're like, there was a lot
more in Origins. Maybe it's like a phase-out sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a little bit here, a little bit
and it goes
here,
2 ways. Like, you know, there's the long-time fans that are like, no, that's part of the series. You know, that's what Assassin's Creed is. And then there's the newer fans like me, like, if you're jumping in at this point, you have no idea what's happening with that stuff because it doesn't tell you. And they're talking about assassins and Templars, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So for like the newer fans, just like, this is shit.
Well, with Origins trying to be a soft reboot anyway, like why not do it properly?
Yeah, I would have preferred it, but there is a strong argument on the other side as well. So whatever. And I picked up Mass Effect Andromeda.
Ooh.
It's really good. Like, it's really fucking good.
So the big advantage of picking it up now is like, although
I got it for $24.
it's very clearly not the same game it released. Like,
no,
it's been tweaked and patched.
Yeah. I have no ties to Mass Effect as it is. So I'm completely fresh. I don't know the history of Shepard or all that. Like, it's a new game to me.
Which, it's kind of treated that way because you're in the Andromeda Galaxy, you're in a different galaxy.
Yeah.
It takes place before the events of the end of 3.
It's like a sci-fi lover's wet dream. Like, the whole intro sequence is like you wake up in this new galaxy after 600 years in cryostasis or whatever, and you're part of the Pathfinder team, which is like scoping out the planet to make sure it's livable and all that. So you make first contact. So you like do all that, you get in your ship, the ship breaks up on entry, you like fly out the door, and it's such a cool sequence. I'm just like, this is amazing. And I don't understand the shit that it... I mean, I guess at launch it was pretty shitty, I suppose, with bugs. I haven't encountered any yet. But it's really fun, and I found the dialogue to be really well spoken and really kind of thoughtful and deep. If you want it to be like, because you do have actually a lot of dialogue choices. Do you want to be playful? Do you want to be serious? Do you want to be the commander? Do you want to make a joke? And I found all the dialogue to be really, really compelling and really good, and the story is really interesting. Going to new planets is cool. It's got that No Man's Sky kind of feel to it, because you go to a new galaxy and there's like 5 or 6 planets there, and you get in your ship and you fly down there and you find landing zones and find spots for people to start making camps and all that kind of stuff. Because you got 100,000 passengers on your Ark ship. Oh shit! And you're they're still in cryo sleep, and your deal is to find a home for them. And back in the Milky Way, they picked out what they called like golden planets or something, which are like, this is golden.
This is what
we need. This has the oxygen and the water and all that kind of stuff. But when you get to them, they're fucked. And you're like, why? So that's your kind of prerogative, is to like, why? Why are these planets not what we thought they were? And that's kind of where I'm at now. But you get your own ship with your own crew. The character's really interesting. The combat's cool. I think it's really, really good. I can't get past the only thing... No, there's 2 things. I'm like, what is happening? The running animation is absolutely atrocious. It is so funny the way that the legs walk. The legs move when they run. It's fucking hilarious.
Is it floaty?
It is floaty, but it's like carrot up the ass. Like I can't even explain it really. It's just, it's not right.
Yeah.
It's just, and the lip syncing is a bit weird too. Like the bees are like, break it. Yeah, it's weird. Other than that, like the gameplay and the story and the characters, I think they're really, really cool. I'm keen as to get back and keep playing it.
Very nice.
And I played a bit of Smash too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smash. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I think it's because of the Joy-Cons. Like, they're just not precise. And I'm sure everyone else, like a lot of people playing with Joy-Cons, like it's fine. But for me, I don't like the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, Smash is a different place for me. It kind of sit in this weird middle ground where I look at it and I'm like, and I boot it up. Because I've never played Smash outside of the handful of times. So I played it twice on previews, and then when it came out, obviously I gave it some time, but like I don't have that history or lineage. What's the fuck I'm looking for? Lineage with Smash. So I'm like, yeah, cool, play it. No idea what's going on. Brutal. Played it at work on Wednesday. A kid comes in, name's Logan. It's rad. Not Logan, Caleb. Logan didn't show up. Caleb. He's like, I've been playing this shit all holidays. I'm like, all right, bring it. Beats my ass for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we're like right on the like literally. I reckon we're about 60-0 at this point. And then out of nowhere, I get that win, and I literally scream in joy. I run around the tables, rub it in this 16-year-old kid's
Punch
face.
him in the face.
I'm like, eat shit, you little. No. But like I know.
You're there to help the kids, right?
Oh yeah, he beat me up for like 2 hours. Like He was laughing. He was having a great time. He thought it was fantastic. Yeah. So like, I don't quite understand it.
That's good. I get the appeal.
Yeah. I haven't done any of the single player yet. Apparently, that's the big selling point.
Yeah, I spent a fair bit of good amount of time with that.
I I like, it's this weird like and dislike for when you boot up Smash and it's like, there's 100,000 characters. I'm like, sick, but here's 8. I'm like, it's a part of me is like, awesome. It's like an old school fighter where you have to unlock that shit. That's awesome. And at the same time is like, I wanted to boot this up and play it in a party setting. I don't want to unlock characters.
No, but even after playing it in a party setting, characters are unlocking anyway. Because it's like every 10 minutes, a new character challenger will pop up.
Yeah.
So you get it pretty quickly.
I get that, but I was like, I want all of it so my wife and I can just sit down and have some fun. And I want to grind out.
I think it's part of the fun. It's like a new challenger is approaching and you don't know who it is. You're like, oh, what?
Yeah, that's what I'm
and then
saying.
it's someone a character you really want, and you're like, fuck it, I have to win this.
Yeah, the unlocking part is dope and it is fun, but there was that initial. But yeah, for me over the break,
they could have charged for them.
They could have charged and they didn't, and thankfully there's no pay $10 to unlock all of them.
Yeah. Nintendo don't do that.
Over the break, of course, I played some WWE 2K19.
Of course.
I played a bit more of the career mode.
Saw your nerdy background on your
PS4. I moved from SmackDown to Raw after being the Universal being the USA champion. Moved over to Raw. Where I've just out literally the day one part of the story. I'm like, hey Miz, I want the Intercontinental Championship. Give me now. And Triple H wouldn't give me a match.
Jerk.
So I was like, screw that noise. And
Triple H, fight me.
I made my own belt.
Did you?
So part of the storyline is like, well, if you can't have that belt, why don't you make your own?
Yeah. So
in comes the PopCulturists FTP Worldwide Championship.
Fuck me. Yep.
So I get the belt and then Kurt Angle, who's GM in the game, is like, no, can you just like fight him? Like, that's both dumb. I win, so I have both, and the game gives you the option: do you keep the Intercontinental Championship or do you keep your made up dumb one?
Yeah.
I'm like, guess I'll keep the real one.
Aww.
Which was dumb because like I'm gonna have to go back and like see what happens. They're like, because like under WWE guidelines, you can't have 2 belts at once. Apparently.
Okay.
On the same mid tier, I guess you can have like tag team and a
yeah.
So I'm like, that one, I guess. Yeah. So I played that. That was good fun. What else have I been playing? I played a bit of Sea of Thieves on the PC. I wanted something chill. Wanted something zen. Totally got that until the fucking Megalodon
I feel like it's
rocked
anything
up.
but. Especially if you're by yourself, you're like, got the sails, and I've got to do and the anchor.
Yeah, but I kind of like that though because it's like a kind of nice tedium. Yeah. In the same way that Stardew Valley is. So thankfully in my time that I played it for about 2 days on and off. So over 2 days I played probably about 6, 7 hours. I didn't see anyone else. I saw like a couple of ghost ships. That ship was scary. And then that Megalodon came out of nowhere. Yeah. Fucked me right up. I didn't engage with it. I didn't shoot at it. I was like, fuck. And I just kept going. And he was like, nah, you're going down.
Yeah.
So he proceeded to not just chomp out the back end of my ship, come across the front of the ship, monster me, and then I sink, and then everything just sinks. And mind you, I was at the dock at this point.
Oh, really?
So like I just dropped off all my shit, and so as I was heading towards the place to drop off all your chests and whatnot, it's tailing me. I'm like, I'm gonna fang it. I'm gonna get there, and then I get to the dock, stop, and I go, all right. I know it won't get too close to the island. It should be fine. Unload all my chests. Nothing wrong. Get back in. Literally 40 seconds out of the dock. I'm like, goosh. Sink.
Oh, you're lucky. It could have been much worse.
Yeah, it could be much worse. Like, because I had like 4 or 5 chests on there and a couple of skulls.
I was under the impression, because I jumped into it briefly as well. I was under the impression that it was basically a different game at this point, and it's not really.
Well, it is like it totally is the same game. It's like No Man's Sky, right? Like twice I mentioned No Man's Sky, as in the game is still the same. The core loop is the same. They've just added some shit to it. So
I couldn't even find what they added.
So what they've done is, if you go to random islands, you might find those mermaid statues.
Yeah.
If you blow them up, if you blow up so many, it unlocks something. Like that's the structure.
Oh.
So yeah, that's why I was like, hey, you guys want to come? Like you and Joel, you guys want to come play? Because I need to blow up this thing. I want to do myself. I just want to see what happens. Because like you have to just bombard them because the statues re-heal, so you have to bombard them to break them, and you can't do it as one person.
What else?
Play.
No, I mean, what else has changed?
There's ghost ships.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed when I jumped back in. I was expecting it to be like a revamped kind of thing, but the combat's really shit. The enemies are shit, and they're just skeletons.
The big fun of it is playing with friends.
Yeah.
And that's what I found since the day one I picked it up. We were given a copy. It was all about friends. Played a bit more Red Dead, not a lot of it. Played some Everybody's Golf. Oh yeah, shit's good. Another Zen moment. Like after on New Year's, so Josh came around to my place on New Year's. We watched some wrestling, and you went home. So after your puppy dog, was you good?
Yeah.
He wasn't too freaked out by the fireworks.
No, I don't know.
Just dogs.
Just dog.
And then you left, so I brought in the New Year playing golf.
I didn't make it to midnight. I went to bed.
I say that I went to bed at like 11, but my New Year was I played golf until I went to bed.
I also played Beat Saber.
Oh yeah,
the game is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up yet.
I think you'd really like it.
I do want it.
It gives me the vibes of like playing Guitar Hero for the first time.
I do want it really bad, but it's that issue that I have with VR currently is that my son is more mobile than he's ever been. He's really good at picking up pulling cords and stuff. So.
Or just getting in your way.
It's very difficult to isolate myself from him.
You could do it in here.
I could do it in here. Yeah, I suppose. Because I don't want to like punch things and stuff. But other than that,
Saber's really good.
I did also jump into Metro a little bit, and I did play the Resident Evil demo, but we'll get to that in time because we have to jump into this section where we call Inform the Players, where we tell you about the PlayStation news that happened this week, just a casual like 20 minutes later.
Yeah. I mean, we do
it in 3 weeks.
We'll do whatever we want.
Yeah,
I was thinking about going through the last few weeks to have a look. I didn't.
There's not much. I had a quick flick through. Nothing.
Geralt of Rivia, the main protagonist of the Witcher series, will be playable in an update coming to Monster Hunter World on February 8th. Revealed in a tweet from the official Monster Hunter account, the free update is coming to PS4, Xbox One with no definitive word on if it will make its way to PC. The news that Geralt will be playable in Monster Hunter World came out last month at a time which it was revealed that Geralt will be fully voiced by original voice actor Doug Cockle. This update will reportedly weave in familiar RPG mechanics from The Witcher with Monster Hunter game systems in undisclosed ways. So I'm thinking they'll probably do something like with oils.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. Oh yeah, maybe the Geralt outfit gives you like art or igni or something. Maybe a year later, they're still doing this collab stuff. It's impressive. It's really impressive.
Like,
and it actually makes me want to like fire it back.
Yeah, I properly forgot about Monster Hunter until we saw the Game Awards and like, Monster. I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah.
And it's
because it was this time last year it came out.
It's so good that they are still doing, like, they are still supporting it in some capacity.
Free. All these updates have been free.
It's amazing.
It's insane, and it's very, very cool. And yeah, I'll probably will fire it back up to do whatever the Geralt quest is, just to unlock him.
Because you're a big Witcher fan.
Yeah. Who's not? You, I guess. Number 2, speaking of IGN on Beyond's God of War retrospective, Corey Barlog discussed why God of War ended up not releasing any new story content after its release last April. Quote, there was a time when I wrote a couple of DLCs that we were talking about. Okay, what if we did release some other stuff after? Barlog said. There are interesting ideas, but I think the amount of time we'd have to put into it would just end up kind of like The Last of Us Left Behind or a infamous First Light kind of thing, where it's just too big, like Lost Legacy or something like that. I think I have a difficulty with the lower ambition portion that I end up saying maybe it's a little bit too big. So he had ideas.
Yeah, and I can certainly understand why there would, like, you would have to assume that there would be plans, right, for what God of War DLC would be.
Yeah.
I do like that they've pulled back and not done it personally.
Yeah, me too.
Mostly because even though I enjoyed Spider-Man, I am not I haven't touched the DLC for it yet. Even as much as I enjoyed it, I was like, yeah. I think God of War is different because I love God of War so much more. So I'm probably more compelled to want to pick up the DLC. But it's fueling this interest. Like, what's the second one going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine any of the DLC ideas he had, a lot of them probably be weaved into God of War 2 or 6, or like whatever you want to call it. God of War New version 2, 2.0. But it would be cool just to, if you like released just like dot points, like, oh, here's what I was thinking, woo!
Yeah, because it's going to be bonkers. Like, it's going to be so good.
Yeah, because we know there's 3 or 4 of the worlds we haven't visited yet. In that turntable,
there are 3 realms we haven't seen.
Yeah, realms. That's the word. So maybe he was thinking one of those realms could be a DLC, but with him thinking that they'll be too big. Now that's just even more respect. It's like you wanted to do the DLC and you really wanted to go hard at it, but they're probably well into underway of God of War 2 at this point.
Yeah, so like that said, jumping off that, I completely agree. Knowing that they're willing to show the respect to the game that they have, even knowing that at some point, Corey had to push Sony to let him do God of War again. Like, there was a period of time where they're like, nah, Kratos is done, man. Like, he's burnt. He's done.
Choke on those fucking words.
Yeah. The game of the year. So, like, I even for that reason, like, power to PlayStation, power to Corey to know that, like, no, we're gonna do this right. That's not a slight against Left Behind or First Light or anything like that, or Lost Legacy. Like, they were all great, they were all awesome.
I just think there's something to be said for just, here's the game.
Yeah,
there's no DLC packs you've got to get after purchase. It's just, this is it.
Yeah.
I like that.
But knowing that he had 3 DLCs planned that were too huge, that means that there is a lot of lore, there is a lot of thought, there is a lot of planning going into what is going to become the second wave of God of War games. And
do you think they'll round it off?
I'm personally very excited.
Do you think they'll round it off with a trilogy? Do you think that's what they'll do?
I think they'll keep it to a trilogy. Like that, like, even though God of War, the original, had 1, 2, 3 and Ascendancy, which is kind of a prequel.
And then a ton of spin-offs.
Everyone forgets about Ascendancy. Everyone forgets about Ghost of Sparta, Chains of Olympus. They're very side games. Because we don't live in a world like the way games are made now, side games don't really exist in this current market. So I do hope they just focus on those 3 and have a killer trilogy, and I think they will.
I'm sure they will too. Number 3, Amazon is reportedly working on a video game streaming service, but it isn't likely to be launched until 2020 at the earliest. Reported by The Information via GameIndustry.biz, sources indicate that the service will be similar to what Microsoft and Google are currently building with Project xCloud and Project Stream, respectively. The service looks to eliminate the need for expensive hardware to run graphically taxing games. Instead, like its competitors, the games would run inside powerful data centers and streamed to various devices, including smartphones, tablets, smart TVs, and more. Amazon has reportedly started speaking with games publishers in order to distribute various established titles through this service. Not much else is known, but Amazon could certainly pull it off if they wanted to.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. If of all the companies that could have the capital, have the power to enter that space, Amazon is up there. Probably Google is the other.
Is that how you would consume video games?
Hells no.
Thinking, like, obviously Australian internet probably couldn't do it anyway, but you got your smart TV, and then you got like the Amazon platform app that you open, and you go, I want to play, blah, and then it just streams it straight to your TV as you're playing it. No,
not even a little bit. But the problem for that, for me, could just be my lineage, like how I've played games, because it's such a change to how I've played games. Like, don't get me wrong, if at some point they release a Sony TV that has a PS5 in it, yeah, I'm buying the shit out of that TV, because that's amazing. Granted, I won't take my PS5 everywhere, but that's a problem. But I like the idea of it. Streaming services like that cannot be done in this country, and it can't be done in a lot of places of like rural America. So it's great, and it is the way of the future, and maybe by 2020, 2021, that infrastructure, it's only like 2 years away, not a year away, that infrastructure, it's going to take a long time for that infrastructure to be ready. I'm impressed to see whether Amazon can make those deals with these third parties and how much it's going to cost. Like,
although Jeff Bezos is getting divorced and she's getting half of his fortune, so maybe he'll be like, oh no, we can't afford that anymore.
You go either way, I suppose. Prenup, everyone. Yeah, like, I think that they're probably in the best place to make. Do I see it working? Not really. It's in the same way when you think about the other consoles that are trying to enter the market, other people that have tried to come in. Like if it's people are going to be attached to what they use. Like, even if unless there is a console app for Amazon, which makes no sense in terms of like, if I highly doubt Xbox or Microsoft or Sony will allow a game like, hey, here's an Amazon app that lets you stream games. Like, no, you're totally punching our market. Get that? Yeah. Like, they won't allow those apps on those consoles. And
I wonder if, like, behind closed doors, Sean Layden and Phil Spencer and Reggie are all like, we got to shut this shit down, man. like mafia kind of.
Like, what's it? It's there's a legitimate term for that, like cartel business practice or something. Yeah, where everyone kind of buns together and fucks someone up. Yeah. That's frowned upon in almost all businesses.
That'd make a fun video game, actually.
Great game.
But it's from Amazon's point of view, and they're the protagonists, and they've got like Sony, PlayStation, or Nintendo coming at them, and they're like, no.
My big question is, even though they have this off-site server processing power, with games the way they look now, the way they run now, how much is it going to take to get my TV to run that?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get there because that's what technology is. It's always, how could they do this? Oh, look, they've done it better than we ever thought they could. From here, how can they go?
Whoever thought we could do this?
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, but this took 15 years, or whatever.
It'll happen eventually. And maybe that's just the climate we'll be in at the time when it does.
Fuck this chair, by the way.
You like that chair?
Fuck this. I like this chair, but the gas thing's broke. I've outfatted it. So
that's right. You keep sinking, don't you?
So I've spoken to Dave, a good friend Dave, who does PR things for us here and there. I'm gonna try and get him to hunt us some chairs.
Yeah, okay.
Get some nice fucking purple chairs.
Number 4, the PC remake of Hideo Kojima's PT keep coming, and this one's got VR support.
Oh, fuck that.
Unreal PT is a remake of the original PT by game developer and 3D artist Radius Gordello. It's available now for free on itch.io, and based on comments from those who've given it a shot, it's very good indeed. Radius Gordello said he spent 9 months building Unreal PT, recreating from scratch textures, models, animations, gameplay for the original. Speaking of gameplay, Unreal PT is near identical to the originals, but the ending has been slightly changed to make beating it more consistent. The question is, of course, whether Konami will, as it has done before, flex its legal muscle and scrub it down, but that remains to be seen. For now, you can play PT in VR. Fuck that!
Nah, man.
I was watching some videos of what he's done, and the difference is near indistinguishable.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty spot on.
So I was so devastated when we found out that it's not happening, because I'm a big Silent Hill fan, huge Silent Hill fan, and that game was that demo was fucking horrifying.
And the movie is actually one of my favorites of all time. I know it's probably, it's too long, I think, but the movie itself is fucking good.
That was one of the, when I was in my
whenever someone's like, what's a good video game movie, I always think Silent Hill, because it is. It's pretty faithful to 1 and 2, the storyline.
In my late teens, when we used to get hammered, we would then watch Silent Hill. That was like a hammered movie. That
when she first sees the little things, the babies, they're like crying like babies and shit. That's fucking
even
scary.
At the start, when they Silent Hill movie here, when they just even do some of the camera angles, some of the angles that they choose are straight out of the Silent Hill game, and I'm like,
yeah.
And then you get Pyramid Head, and I pee my pants a little bit.
So I'm gonna get my dad to download it. He's all into the VR.
Well, he's got the PCs that can run, right?
For sure.
He's
got laptops that can do it now.
I'll bring a camera.
He bought a $3,000 laptop just so he can play VR when they're on holiday in their holiday house.
I love your dad. Yeah. I love him so much. He's so good.
But yeah, that would be fucking terrifying. And it seems like a pretty faithful adaptation, but it's obviously not going to last long because copyright and all that kind of stuff.
Correct.
Just some quick bits. Resident Evil 2's limited time one-shot demo is live now, and the PS4 has now sold 90 million units.
Before we jump into, because I'll talk about the Resident Evil 2 demo because I have played a little bit, I'm just pulling up some more details to come about the with the 90 million. So, as of December 31st, PlayStation PS4s are now sold through. So this is not sold. This is sold through. Sold to retailers. 91.6 million consoles. Marvel Spider-Man, which launched in September, as of November 25th, has had 9 million copies sold.
That's a lot.
Over the holiday window, there were, where was it? Somewhere around here it said that, here we go. Just within the holiday period, 5.6 million games were sold. Just in Christmas. Shit. So this brings up two things for me. I'm in the mind that I think PS5 is literally right around the corner. But we're in this weird period, like, do you reckon they're just holding out? Because, like, this momentum is so huge. It's so solid. Like, why stop it?
I don't think so. Because you'd want to, that whole strike while the iron is hot kind of thing. Like the PS4 is, gangbusters, and it has been for ages. So then I think now would be the time to put out a PS5 pretty soon. Like while everyone's still talking about PS4s and all that kind of stuff, I think now would be the best time.
Well, don't get me, like, I agree with that because even if they release the PS5 and they just drop the price of the PS4, like people will still buy that shit and they'll get over that 100 million in no time. I don't know. It's a weird balance, I think.
No, I don't think they're holding out though. I think we'll know for sure. Like, we'll get a launch date this year. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we'll get confirmation
without question.
It may not come out this year, but I guarantee we'll get confirmation this year of PS5.
What do you think about the Resident Evil demo?
So, the Resident Evil one-shot demo, it is the same demo that I played at PAX, at the Capcom booth. Well, thanks again for Kat and the team for letting us come spend some good old time with that. So, the way it works is you have one shot, one opportunity to see everything you ever wanted, and other lines about Eminem. So it has a 30-minute timer, and that's it.
Oh, is that why they called it one shot?
The one shot. You have one shot. You have 30 minutes only.
Can you just uninstall it and re-download it?
You have to change profiles.
Okay.
So you go if you have you and Alex, you just go to yours. Okay. So we kick things off. I played it on stream this Wednesday. The video is on the channel if you do want to watch it. The game's good. It's just as good as I remember. Like I'm not concerned, but having played it at PAX in that environment, I was all hyped up because the set was rad and the game felt amazing. Playing it, it looks just as good and plays just as amazing as I thought. As I said previously, it does have the feel of Resident Evil 4 with the over-the-shoulder back there, but it also has like the visual fidelity of 7. So it's the two that I enjoyed the most.
Is it really as good as 7 graphically?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so. Obviously, it's a bit different because you're not first person; it's third person. But it looks schmick. It looks great.
Did you beat it? The demo?
So this is what happened.
Okay.
So in order to you had to play online. It has to be registered online. So I get in. I'm about 15 minutes deep. Fucking internet shits its pants. Somehow the stream keeps going, but the PSN just craps. The PSN craps itself, and it's like, well, yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
And like I hadn't finished it. Like I've been plodding my way through it. I'm thinking like I'm nowhere near finish this shit. So the game I had to shut down the game, shut down the PS4, boot it back up, all on stream as I'm chatting away. And then it ticks up. I'm like, well, it crashed. It shouldn't penalize me, but is there some autosave in there? Nah. Comes back on. I've got 14 minutes left. Back from the scratch. Start from scratch. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have to speed run this bad boy. I get it. I get the win. 7 minutes and 48 seconds.
Wow. Very nice.
How? I don't know how.
Maybe you found a new talent. Maybe you should be a speedrunner.
Well, that's what Chris Conway said in the chat. He's like, can we make it a thing now where Ryan has to speedrun games he's never played before? Because it was tense. It was like, every zombie, I'm like, hi. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, just kind of like, stab, or just, not even, just do it, just like shoulder him and just sneak past.
Fun?
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
When's it released?
It comes out on the 25th.
Of Feb or March or January.
Of January.
Okay.
Now I have been in talks with Capcom, so hopefully we should be able to obtain a copy. Hopefully it's early, and then we can get through both Leon and Claire's stories, so I can have a full review. Dylan, who's an old RE fan, also I sling him in. Maybe we do a solid video, get him to come in. There's a little spot for FTP to talk about RE. You can check it out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there we go.
If it was Nemesis, I'd be sucking its dick. I haven't played it. I played 1, 3, and 7. I haven't done anything in between. 4 and 7 were the two for me. So, the game's great. I'm super keen on it. Very excited to check it out. I'm feeling that's what I need. Like, January is a great time to release spooks games like this because it's kind of a dead window. Well, that's when Resident Evil 7 came out.
Yeah, 100%.
In 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a great time to make that, because actually Facebook reminded me like 2 days ago, going when we were trying to hunt down that little dungeon or a cubby house to record out of. That was good fun.
Yeah.
So I'm keen as shit for that. The demo is really solid. If you haven't, go check it out. It's only 30 minutes. Like you'll be able to get it done in like time.
Maybe I'll do that.
Very cool.
Top selling games for last week. I forget the date.
10th.
Starting at number 10. No, because the 10th was like Monday, wasn't it? No, 10th was like Wednesday. 10th is Thursday. So...
We're the 11th.
Whatever. Number 10, Spider-Man. Number 9, GTA 5. Number 8, NBA 2K19. Number 7, Spyro. Number 6, Just Cause 4. Number 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Number 4, Battlefield 5. Number 3, FIFA 19. Number 2, Black Ops 4. Number 1, Red Dead 2. So
no surprise there with Red Dead 2.
Well, Rockstar's managed to get GTA 5 back in the list as well.
That's not just my pants. Yes.
So
I'm impressed Battlefield 5 hasn't made the cut, because from all accounts it's not very good.
It's just internet speak, I think.
Very,
you know what it is?
likely.
Hyperbolic.
That's true.
The vocal minority making it seem like, Having said that, in all the internet circles I'm in, no one ever fucking talks about FIFA. But it's always up there.
Totally
So
true.
you got to imagine how large the majority of how large the percentage of gamers are that just don't indulge in the internet side of things. Must
agreed.
be huge, I think. Must be huge. That's it for the news, Ryan, as we have a somewhat brief chat to the players about gaming's greatest divorce. Tear? No tears.
The non-heartbreak separation.
So I got a I'll summarise this, but I've got a bit of a quick news story. Bungie and Activision are parting ways after entering a publishing agreement in 2010, with Bungie maintaining publishing rights to the Destiny franchise. Bungie made the announcement through Bungie.net. In the official statement, Bungie says, quote, with Activision, we've created something special. To date, Destiny has delivered a combination of over 50 million games and expansions to players all around the world. After 8 years, Activision has transferred publishing rights for Destiny to Bungie, allowing the developer to fully control and publish its own property. Bungie further stated, quote, with our remarkable Destiny community, we are ready to publish on our own, while Activision will increase their focus on owned IP projects. And there's more, but it's not really that important. Apparently, according to Jason Schreier, who was privy to this conversation,
As he is.
because the Bungie team were called into like their conference room, it's like, we got to talk. And, you know, there was anxiety. It's like, oh, fuck, what's happening? And they're like, we're free. They were like popping champagne and shit like that. That's cool. Like, you can imagine just being in that environment at Bungie, just like, no fucking way. Like, really?
Speaking of Jason Schreier, if you do read his book, Blood, Sweat and Pixels, he does do a big chapter about Destiny and the deal.
Yeah.
Because it was a 10-year, 3-game deal with DLCs. Like, it was a huge multi-million-dollar agreement.
Yeah. And just for those of you who play Destiny 2 on PC, rest assured, because Blizzard confirmed that you will continue to play Destiny 2 through Battle.net.
Awesome.
And there'll be no interruptions through your service through the transition.
Very cool.
So,
At least that's cool.
yeah, Blizzard. Oh, maybe not. Apparently Blizzard's the bad guys now, so I don't know if
No, it's
know.
Activision whispering in Blizzard's ear
Yeah,
hole.
apparently.
Yeah,
apparently.
that's why I say it is.
Yeah, bullshit. But it's kind of exciting. Now, there's a few different ways it can go. Either we get like, I reckon we'll get one more large expansion for Destiny 2 before they move on to number 3. And I think number 3 is where we'll really see how far Activision's thumb was up Bungie's butthole. Because with the release of number 3, that's exactly how Bungie envisioned their game, with no interference.
I agree. There's a couple of different ways that this can go. The big one is before Destiny was released, there was this big hype about this idea of this massive lore and this massive universe of fact and knowledge and history. But when Destiny 1 dropped, it was missing a big hunk of this because they did have to scrap the game and rework it.
Apparently like a year
like
before.
just before it drops, right?
Yeah.
Or because Activision said to the idea. So for that reason, I think although we won't see it for at least a couple of years, like we're not going to see any turnaround like of genuine change just yet. So I think they'll be able to expand on this story, tell what they really wanted to say. But in terms of optics, if you look at it outside of the fuck yeah, because I am stoked for Bungie. I think Bungie are really going to have the chance here. So this is a massive departure from what they did under Microsoft with Halo. They weren't allowed to continue publishing Halo games. They literally
they had to leave the rights
They separated
behind.
and everything retained with Microsoft.
Which is with
This is
343i now?
Which 343 now do, yeah. 343 Studios. What is fascinating is I personally I don't think I've seen a deal like this before. Most times you see like they separate and they have to go off and make something else, or they might be able to continue the game but they don't retain the rights to the current release games. So for that reason, I interpret this as Activision wanting to wipe their hands of it entirely.
Well, because last we heard was Activision, their earnings reports underperformed by our projections.
Yeah, by their... So this
by
is
Activision's projections.
This is the thing. Activision are compared to your likes of Bethesda or even, Ubisoft as an example. They are developers. They make games as well as to publish them, where Activision is entirely a publishing company. Therefore, any decision they make is never really creative. It's primarily fiscal. Right? It's financial. So for them to be willing to wipe their hands of it completely and have nothing to do with it says a lot about their concerns for Destiny in terms of dollar value, which is baffling for me because look, by all accounts, Destiny 2 is doing fucking bonkers.
Well, we know how
at launch there was a big old bullshit about because of all the Eververse stuff, but apparently that's been somewhat corrected.
Kinda.
So for them to, because Activision run games into a fucking death.
Oh, we
Think
know.
about Tony Hawk. Think about Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
All these genuinely financially well games.
But Activision just being a publisher, they've got, of course, the shareholders and all that kind of stuff. And year on year, you're expected to increase profits. You can never have earned just as much as you did last year. It has to be more. So for all we know, Destiny 2 is making a fuckload of money, but it's not 15% more year on year.
As
you know
Jim
what I mean?
Sterling said, it's not all the money.
Yeah, it's not all the money in the world. But it is very exciting because it's exciting, but it's also, you still need to be apprehensive because with Destiny 3 and possibly the next expansion, but more so Destiny 3, we're going to see this is how Bungie themselves envisioned their game to be. Now, we don't know if that's good or if that's average or bad. We don't know how much they did on behest of Activision. Like, we don't know all those nitty-gritty details. Is the Eververse there just because Activision wanted it in, or is it because Bungie wanted it in? Apparently it is because Bungie wanted the Eververse in there. Like, that's rumours and all that. But it will be very, very exciting to see just what happens, because this is kind of a unprecedented situation.
It's very remarkable. So Bungie are now one of the largest independent studios.
Yeah. You look at them same as CDPR.
Yeah.
CD Projekt. Oh, I mean, CD Projekt have their GOG gaming platform as well, I suppose, but they're all, as far as the game studio is, it's just them.
The potential here is fascinating. Like, I can't wait to see how this goes and how this develops. But all I'm hoping, as I'm sure this is part of the deal as well, like with the handing over of everything, they've been given essentially just a box with everything Destiny in it.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like
that means all the assets are there, everything. So they are not working from scratch. So we will see a game sooner than we think. But which makes me happy because I'm the downside of the games industry is changes like this may not see their results for a little while.
Yeah. So apparently the transition's already in process. So
When?
So with Bungie and Activision both reportedly committed to making the handoff as seamless as possible. So it sounds like Activision is just being really cool with it, which is strange.
So strange.
We know the stigma that these big publishers have. You know, all the money, they're assholes, they're greedy and all that kind of. But Activision just seemed to be like, cool, man. Here, go do your thing. Thank you.
See to me, if anything, to me that shows that's I consider that something to be wary of.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yes, Activision is, as I said before, who have been known to hold on to shit until it fucking dies. Like, what is it? Like, what's so concerning about Destiny 2 that they needed gone 2 years before the end of their contract?
I don't know.
Something.
Maybe Bungie may have probably signed an NDA on the whole thing, and they can't ever really kind of talk about the behind the scenes. But maybe in a few years, Jason Schreier in Blood, Sweat and Pixels 2 will be like, here's the script.
I'm very keen to see what Schreier can pull out of this.
But it is exciting, and just the image of all the Bungie employees like popping champagne and all that is very, very cool.
Very cool.
Like the shackles are off. We can actually do our own thing now. Whether that's good or bad, like I said, we don't know, and we won't know for a couple of years probably. But Bungie did say they're still aiming to publish the third Destiny game on its own. So yeah, it's interesting. It's
so like I was watching an interesting video this morning about it from another Australian content creator called SkillUp.
I know SkillUp. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's really good. But I think based out of Newcastle or Sydney or something. Yeah. So in his video, he talked about there was, when they did announce the Forsaken, and Activision were like, well, Forsaken didn't do as well as we wanted. But then almost anyone that worked Activision on social media were like, no, we think it's grand. We think it's great. We got no complaints here, man. Like, it's not us. It's not us that are concerned.
Yeah.
So there's all that animosity has been there for a long while, and I understand why that love has changed. I don't know about you, but something scares me about the idea of, like, if I was Bungie and they're like, we're going to give you a 10-year deal with this and this, like, although the money, the dollar value and that, like, that scares the fuck out of me.
I think it would be kind of oppressive. Like, it's always in the back of your mind, we're doing this for Activision.
We've got 8 years left. We've got 7 years left.
We've got their expectations we have to meet. They want to have these phone calls, these meetings, these projection reports. They want all this stuff, and it's like, fuck. We just want to do our thing, and now they can. So it's very cool. Bit too early to, I think, celebrate. I think possibly, you know, when Destiny 3 comes out, that'll be the let's see how this changed things.
Well, what I'm really hoping is that with Destiny 3, it is the big change. With Destiny 2 kind of like Destiny 1.5. Like
pretty much. Well, even less, really, because when Destiny was quote unquote shit up until the Taken King came out, and that was like everyone looks back. That was the pinnacle of Destiny. That was the best time period, the best expansion. The game was so fun to play. Then with Destiny 2, apparently a lot of that stuff disappeared, and you went backwards.
And the only reason being is because, as per their contract, they had to release 3 games plus DLC. So the next one couldn't be a DLC. It had to be Destiny 2.
And now we're with Forsaken, Destiny is in the best place. Destiny 2 is in the best place it's ever been. And, you know, Bungie have said we've learned a lot from Forsaken. We get it. And now they can,
I heard there's some creative change in there in the way of... we're going to get more species, more enemies. Because like
they did introduce a new enemy variety in Forsaken, but they're called what are they called? Scorn. But in the end, they are a different branch off species of Fallen.
Exactly.
They don't look like Fallen at all, but they are in the lore. They are Fallen who had too much ether, or they were starved of it or something, and they like mutated, but they're still just Fallen. I would like to see, honestly, just more RPG put in there.
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, what do you want to see in Destiny 3?
More RPG. I mean, you've got you're kind of limited. I mean, you've got your initial tree. You choose: do I want as a Titan? Do I want big barrier or little barrier? Do I want one of these 3 kinds of grenades? And how do I want my boosters to work? And then you got now 3 different trees to specialize in. But it's just kind of bland. It's like, I am this Titan, and so are you, and so are you. There's no personalization. I mean, you get the exotics, which kind of can change how certain abilities work and can change up your playstyle a little bit, but there's just not a lot of customization on how you play. That's how I'm sure people will disagree, but if I'm a Sunbreaker Titan that has the 2-handed hammer as my super, I'm the same as every fucking other one that's got chosen that same tree. I don't know. I like how original WoW did it with the talent trees and the brand. Like, you get points when you level up. You got 3 points there, which lets me go here or here. I'm going to go here, there.
I do wonder how that will work within the online space. You know, like maybe that's why it's simplified.
Yeah, I feel like I would just like to see them kind of go a bit harder. And the gear is just boring. The gear is just boring because up until you get to max light level, it's just what has higher light level, because that's all that fucking matters. Your resilience, your mobility, and your recovery just don't seem to have a lot of thought put into them. It's just, I'll take whatever has the highest light level because I need my light level to be higher. I'd just like to see a bit more interesting stuff on gear. Like, they've got their own perks and stuff, but I don't know. I'd just like to see them kind of double down a little bit more on just making it a bit more of a FPS RPG, I guess. Other than that, do whatever the fuck you want. I want my character to feel like it's my character, and it's special, it's unique compared to
because that's the whole idea
else.
of Destiny is you are the chosen one, pretty much, and like you're the chosen one.
You're the guardian.
So is he. So is she.
So are all of them.
You are all the chosen ones.
Yeah, one's plural. Just I'd like to be able to make my character feel really unique compared to all the other Titans that are out there.
Alright, so I'm just having a quick look. So before that, let us know what you think of this whole Destiny 2 Activision no heartbreak separation. Seems to be pretty good.
I think it's unanimously everyone's pretty happy.
Yeah, and let us know what you think will happen with Destiny 3, or will it be more expansive Destiny 2. Pardon me. Now, our good friend Dave Chataway, in a section we'll call From the Players.
Don't we normally do that after the drop?
No, the drop's normally the last thing we do.
Is it?
He's given us a couple different potential questions.
Yeah.
Now, I'll get you to decide. So we've got one that's talking about...
Excuse
nice
me.
one. Talking about VR... or one about the ecosystem, what Sony needs to implement, or how Sony can, what would it take to dethrone PlayStation?
The last one.
He asked, pretty straightforward, what would it take to dethrone PlayStation next generation? Can Xbox or Nintendo capture that flag?
Xbox are already doing it.
Okay.
Xbox are already doing it. With what they've added, because innovation comes from being the loser or needing to...
The
pressure, and that's where all the innovation comes in. And with Xbox, with backwards compatibility... with the Games Pass, which is fucking amazing. I could sing its praises for days. With how you can earn like rewards points to like pay for your Xbox subscription just through getting achievements and stuff like that. Like that is... PlayStation has none of that. And what does PlayStation offer instead? Systems-wise.
Well, yeah, so... Okay, so...
I mean, of course, they've got VR.
Yeah, so they're like the big difference that PlayStation has is obviously the VR. That's the big thing, and I do think they'll continue supporting that into PS5, if not making it better. And that is something it has uniquely compared to the other consoles on the market. However, that unique benefit does come at a potentially $300, $400, $500 price tag, which is a big old problem. I do agree that moving into, I don't think it's going to be really cool to see this head-on-head battle at the launch of this next generation.
This is make or break, I think, like never before.
Yeah.
Because with, how last generation went was, Xbox was winning, it was new, it was fresh, and, PlayStation are like, and towards the end they did catch up, and then...
They got the win in the end.
They, Xbox obviously quite publicly fumbled the Xbox One launch, and PlayStation like, it's all about the games. I'd argue more that Xbox now are more about the games.
Yeah, they've made that switch.
And especially with... Because they bought so many new good studios, some better than others, obviously, but they have Obsidian, Ninja Theory... who else was there? The ones that made We Happy Few. But PlayStation has on Xbox the first party recognition. Yeah,
so that's what's going to be the defining feature. So as we move into next gen, like the consoles themselves are getting more similar than ever in terms of their power and what their hardware. Like that's not going to change. Like they will be almost neck and neck, especially now we head into the 4K realms, right? I do think Xbox will come out first. They'll announce whatever their next gen consoles.
I reckon they'll do it at E3. They've got the floor.
That's potential.
They've got the floor to themselves. They don't have to worry about what Sony going to do.
They have the complete upper hand right now because anything,
it could go the other way as well.
Of course, if anything, it benefits Xbox so much more, or Microsoft so much more, to start the next generation. Because they've admitted defeat here, but if they initiate the next gen, they
admitted defeat, but they haven't been sitting down taking it. They've been doing so much cool stuff, and especially even now with their sorry, I forget the name of it. That disabled gamer controller,
adaptive controller.
That's it.
Holy fuck!
Wow.
As someone that works in that space and like disability space, shit. If PlayStation have an adaptive controller, well, they have one now. They have like a foot controller for VR, which is weird, but it's not the same.
Okay.
Okay, that was announced like last week.
Yeah.
It's like we are looking at getting the adaptive controllers because we have people that want to play games but can't.
Yeah.
And that is such a powerful piece of tech. So when I say that Xbox has admitted defeat, it's not like
we'll just wait till next
It's
gen.
more of like, well, we've lost, but that's fucking
how can we set ourselves up for the next generation?
And for that reason, that attitude has greatly impressed me. And like, although Paris, who I work with, him and I have this kind of like, I shit on Xbox all the time just because he's a big Xbox fan. Because he worked for Xbox. He helped launch the original Xbox here in Australia.
Oh, okay.
He worked for them back in the day. He was the Queensland dude. So like he has that connection. I obviously have PlayStation because I love it. So we get a lot of shit. But like as moving into this next gen with those studios, because I still to this believe that it's exclusives that'll win a generation any chance.
And it is.
And that is really like where Xbox has slipped. Sorry to keep interrupting you, but this is where Xbox has really slipped this generation. Like once the One X came out, it's the more powerful console. It is the stronger console. It should be the place people play. But because they don't have the games that give you the reason to spend the $600 on the Xbox One X, you are more inclined to go to PlayStation because you're going to get the likes of Spider-Man, God of War, Detroit, Horizon, Last of Us. All these things that are massive. And then you look at Xbox and what they did last year. You see Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, fucking Recore from the year before, and even this year you're looking at it and you're seeing like Crackdown 3.
possibly Halo Infinite.
Halo, possibly Gears, games that you've seen before, especially with Halo and Gears. So I do. I really hope that these new studios that they purchase reinvigorate that fire.
The only thing to keep in mind,
if I have to come in here every week and defend PlayStation, I can't wait. Like, it's all well and good to have them be just the fucking dominant force, but man, when I've got to defend my love, I can't wait.
Because the main thing to keep in mind is obviously, in my opinion, the biggest studio Microsoft got was Obsidian.
Oh, it's huge.
But we're not going to get a exclusive game from them for probably 5 or 6 years, because they've got the Outer Worlds in development, which is multi-plat, and then they have to start something new for the next Xbox. So it's going to be probably 4 or 5 years maybe till we get like the arguably Microsoft's biggest first-party studio with an exclusive game. That's a long way away. That's what these other studios can do in between, I think, like Ninja Theory and whatnot. But as far as services go, Xbox shits all over PlayStation at the moment.
Oh yeah,
absolutely shits all over it. And then I don't believe that PlayStation are looking and being like, oh, you know, we need to be mindful of this and that, and we should do something about that. Like, obviously they are. But if they announce PS5 without backwards compatibility, they're dead to me.
Yeah, there's a loss.
They're dead.
It's an instant recover from that. Like, no. You know,
because Xbox, obviously the issue now with PlayStation is PS3 was cell shaded. It's all fucking crazy and weird and all that kind of stuff.
The self-processing.
The self-processing. But Xbox didn't initially either, and theirs was just a firmware update to get backwards compatibility going. You didn't have to get
more than that, but yeah, but it is that simple. But it also wasn't that simple. Yeah,
but you know what I mean. As far as the players went, it was just an update we had to do.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because they've kept the same similar infrastructure all the way through.
And that's what we're seeing now. So I think PS4 and PS5 will be very similar. They're like little fucking computers in there, man.
Yeah. But I still don't think we'll see PS3 games on the PS5.
No, not for a very long time.
Not with
I think there'll be a lot of juggling to make
but it has to. It has to have backwards compatibility.
Imagine that announcement when they do.
It'll be crazy. It'll be really good.
Games here. My mind will explode.
Whichever one is out first is the one I'm going to buy. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. With where I'm at now, it's just how it goes. Whichever one is out first is the one I'm going to pick up, because I want to be in the next gen from the start. You know what I mean?
Because like I've never been able to be in the generation from day dot. So now I'm in a place where that's possible.
I kind of wasn't.
I'm going to trade the living shit out of that Xbox. I'm going to get the new one.
Yeah, because I bought the Xbox at the start of this gen before I got a PS4, and we know how that was. And I ended up going I sold it to my dad and bought a PS4. So I started PS4 probably a year late anyway. But yeah, Microsoft doing great things. And since I got my Xbox, I've turned on my PS4 to watch Netflix. Yeah. Because I forgot my password and I can't log into it on the Xbox.
So what are you playing Mass Effect on?
Xbox. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is on the Xbox. I bought Wolfenstein yesterday on the Xbox. I've got all these games waiting to play because of Games Pass. Like, I've got Hellblade is on the games. Senua's Sacrifice on the Game Pass, or in the Blind Forest there. I've got all the Halo games to play. I've got all the Gears of War games to play.
There is a fire up PlayStation's arse right now, and it's called Microsoft. And I you know, if I'm not saying they have to come out and then have their own Games Pass, although it would be ideal.
Would be cool.
Well, because they have PS Now, or they adapt PS Now to be something more.
I think they have started to, where you actually download the games.
Yeah, the transition's there,
but it's not quite. It's not quite. And it's not quite the same service at the same time either.
Yeah, and that only exists in the US region. I don't know about UK and whatnot, but it's not here. So like, for us directly, there is no competition for fucking Games Pass.
And as far as Games Pass goes as well, it's $10.95 a month, or 6 months for $36.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's fucking how I don't even understand the logistics behind how they can do this. But anyway, as E3 comes up and Microsoft pretty much have an open floor, they don't have to worry about what Nintendo's doing, because as far as this battle goes, Nintendo it doesn't matter.
Nintendo mean nothing.
They're doing their own thing. Like, they're being successful.
The only way that, depending how intent PlayStation are of being a dominant force completely, they may look at releasing a handheld in some capacity in the future, whether they want to sort of rekindle that ecosystem. So,
but at the moment, no one's competing with Nintendo for anything.
No, like they are in their own. Like, that's why you can pay. They force you to pay $80 on release.
Their games don't diminish in value.
There is no one against them, and like, although the Vita was well and good, and it's fallen over, as is the PSP. Respect both of them. Like, it's so odd that Nintendo has no competition. It's fucking weird.
But I don't think it'll be from Sony because I think they've got VR and that's what they. I don't think they want to have two different peripherals.
I hope
they don't want to spread themselves too thin. If the floor is open for a handheld, it's Microsoft really.
Have they ever tried?
Because they don't know. Because Microsoft don't have. They've got the Xbox, and at the moment, for the last few years, that should have been their focus. And I think they're getting to a really good spot now where maybe they can go. Let's look at other peripherals that we can kind of do. And if then you can have
Games Pass on that device, Jesus Christ.
Whoa. But E3 could go... It'll be... E3, I'm probably more excited for E3 this coming year than any before because the floor is completely open for Microsoft and they can either fucking nail it and get, really, really put their foot down and go, no, we are back and you will fucking buy our console, or they could flub it real bad and it's just all over from there. It's really, really exciting. However, I think the most interesting thing PlayStation could do is, Microsoft are doing their E3 presentation at 12 o'clock and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? We're doing PSX at that exact same time and we got the PS5 to show you. Could you imagine that, like, the shots really being fired? Like, you can watch Microsoft do their thing, or you can watch our PS5 presentation at the same time. Back to wrestling,
it's the same. It's the WCW WWE shit.
Like cutting promos of each other and shit.
Like as the WWE airs, WCW is like, hey, don't go over there because we know what's happening and you want to be here.
It was like DX out front of WCW with a tank going, WCW fucking sucks.
Xbox.
But no, I'm excited because like when the last generation change happened, I wasn't into it the way we are now. So this is kind of the first one where it's like, let's really see what happens. And it's exciting. I'm excited.
I can't wait. But a lot of that will be happening later in the year. Until then, we're going to dive into the drop in a section we call Coming to the Players. I want to tell you what games are happening this week.
New PlayStation games for the week of January 15, 2019. Ace Combat 7.
Vomit Simulator.
Skies Unknown, PS4 digital and retail, apparently with a VR component.
It does have VR
I thought it was a straight VR game to start with, initially, anyway. Become an ace pilot and soar through photorealistic skies with full 360-degree movement, down enemy aircraft and experience the thrill of engaging in realistic sorties. Aerial combat has never looked or felt better. I love Ace
want
Combat.
to, but I'll also help, so I'm not going to.
I've been a big fan of Ace Combat since I was a kid. So I'm excited to get a new one. As Divine Hearts 2, PS4, PS digital cross-buy. The Grand Tour, PS4 digital retail.
These are the old Top Gear guys.
Yeah. Ever wish you could get behind the wheel with Clarkson, Hammond and May from the Grand Tour? One moment you're watching the host attempt some questionable automatic antics. The next you're at the wheel yourself. Same car, same location, same chance to make a massive mess of it. Sounds fun. I can't believe I haven't heard anything.
Tie-in games are always balls.
They are.
So I imagine this will be balls, but I can't.
But they could be balls in a fun way.
I want to see what happens.
Holy Potatoes, we're in space? PS4 digital.
Space?
It's got a question mark and an exclamation mark. Kingdom Blades, PSVR digital. Onimusha Warlords, PS4 digital retail.
HD remaster of the original.
Capcom's riveting Samurai Adventure returns. This version includes the original game's intense swordplay and dramatic revenge story, plus improved controls, widescreen display, new soundtrack, and more. Experience this enhanced version. The best-selling action adventure classic. I did play that. I did play it as a kid, and I do remember it being really fucking hard.
I didn't, but I've been chatting to my good friend Zach from Well Played. He's got his hands on it, and obviously we can't talk about it because of embargoes and whatnot. But
so why'd you mention it?
Keep an eye on his review. No, I'm saying go check out his review when it drops because Zach is a good kid. He's a good friend of the show.
Panda Hero PS4 digital. Planet R1X-13 PS4, PS Vita digital. Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo. It's strange they put a demo in the drop. I don't know. I haven't seen it before. Smoke and Sacrifice PS4 digital. Vane PS4 digital. The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 3 PS4 digital. And Yeek, a postmodern RPG PS4 digital. The Walking Dead has, so with this episode, got one more episode till the whole thing is done and dusted. So, yeah. That's it.
Any pickups this week for you?
No,
same here.
No, I want to finish up Odyssey.
No, I'm just saying like any of the lists.
No, not really.
Nothing.
I mean, I would like to play Ace Combat at some point, but I know my dad will buy it, so I'll just wait for that.
Sweet.
Because he's a big fan of Ace Combat too.
Yeah, nothing's jumping out for me there. I'll probably just keep chipping away at what I got.
Well, that PlayStation conversation happened on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes and other podcast services. If you want to be a part of our future conversations, don't save. Please join us on Facebook, Discord, comment below, If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/PopCulturists. Head over there, check out the tiers. Might be something there that interests you.
And if you do want to watch us record this show live, you can head over to patreon.com/PopCulturists. Join us there. As I said, we will be reworking Patreon in some capacity because we understand we really don't deliver what you fucking pay for at all.
That's a good selling point.
Yeah, no worries. Well,
Honesty is key.
Honesty is key. We know we need to improve there, that's for sure. But if you want to show the love of pop culture is on your body in a place that we do not disappoint, popculturists.com/shop. We can buy shirts like this, bunch of new designs, including the Young and the Restless design, as well as the new WWE Superstar inspired PopC shirt. With the cross and the PopC. Love it. Fucking all designed by James over at Pixel Beast, who designs a big hunk of our shirts. He's fucking fantastic. Go out there and give him some love as well. And we are on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists. We do stream there. Would like to stream more this year. Probably won't. Bail. Because I'm like... Patreon. But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And that was For the Players. Welcome to 2019, motherfucker.
Hey, come subscribe to us on Patreon where we can let you down every month.
You want to pay for disappointment?
Where you guys?